What's good, party people? This is Voodoo in the Woods. He is former U of MMA champion Pius Ina La Lobo, better known as Voodoo Maximus. And I'm According to Woods. And we're talking about this Saturday's UFC 267. And this one is a numbered pay-per-view, and it's on free TV. If you consider ESPN Plus as free TV, you get this live and free. I think it starts at the butt crack of dawn for us, about 7:30 local time, Pacific Standard Time, and then 10:30 in the East Coast, right? But this is actually culminating from Fight Island, Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. And crazy enough, this is actually going to break a 25-year-old streak because, unfortunately, the legendary Bruce Buffer is not going to be calling the fights because COVID. So the tipping of the hat goes to one Joe Martinez, and he'll be filling in. But this has been the first. Make some noise if you are ready. Shout out to Joe Martinez. Oh, everybody's catchphrase. You want to go Joe Martinez? You want to go Lillian Garcia, formerly of the WWE and PFL. You want to go Justin Roberts, Lion Fight and AEW, former WWE. Greg Hamilton. I will go. You want to go Gene Okerlund? You want to go fucking not Gene Okerlund, but Howard Finkel? You want to go here, Michael Capetta? I'll go. Let's go. Yeah, man. But yeah. So there's that. There's a bit of history getting made even before we get into the actual the actual fights, right? So there's that. But holy shit, we get two title fights. We get the interim title fight. The what was it? Is it the bantamweight or is it the flyweight? Jan. Yeah, so it's bantam. It's bantam because Moreno. Yeah, Moreno is it's Moreno and Figgy the next time out. So we get the what most consider the lineal championship, because the way that Aljamain Sterling, the current lineal champion, won it, he won it by DQ. So I mean, this theoretically is the title fight. Petorian and Corey Sanhagen. And then we also have at the top, we have former UFC light heavyweight title contender Glover Teixeira against the reigning light heavyweight champion in Jan Blachowicz. So this is going to be fun. And I mean, we get to see this and then, head over to the Burbank Marriott Convention Center for lights out extreme fighting. So that's cool. So we get to. I thought I was going to have to miss one for the other, but that isn't the case. So kudos to the MMA gods.
I'm gonna be missing that. I'm gonna have to catch it later. We're in the playoffs for football, so
yes,
that's
you
where
are.
we're at. Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'll catch it when I get back. That's all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
No problem.
Hasbullah will be in attendance at Fight Island.
Hey, Hasbullah is going to be with Islam Makhachev, and the other little fella is going to be with Dan the Hangman Hooker. I forget the other guy's name.
The fact that you said that the little fella, Dan, Hangman, and Hooker, all in the same sentence. God, I love MMA. It's a K Pal says, hey guys, how are you? I am here. We're glad you're here. We're glad Alex is here. We're going to be talking.
What up?
Absolutely. But we're going to be talking about this fantastic cards. And I'm going to have to break out early in the night. Usually I do it like a little bit later. But here's the deal. I am going to roll out the Voodoo, literally the Voodoo foreign name pronunciation classes, because holy shit, this is going to be rough for me to try and. No disrespect to anybody fighting on the card, but this shit is going to be wild. So 4 name
So,
pronunciation classes by Voodoo for one easy payment of $9.99.99 or 4 easy payments of $4.99.99. I don't even know how that works out in terms of math and whatever. But you fuck up, you should just pay it all at once. Just saying. But as we head into the first match, we have again somebody that whose name I'm gonna have trouble with, so forgive me. Um, shit, actually, Voodoo, you want to go ahead and take it away? That first
hey
one.
man, that looks like a Tajir Ulanbekov.
Yep.
Tajir
Mhm.
Ulanbekov versus Alan Nascimento.
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 Yeah, absolutely.
Nascimento from Brazil. Looks like Puro also. Pujo also. This guy's 5'9", 30 years old, you know. He won his last fight against Elvaldo Lima by rear naked choke.
Hmm.
He lost by split decision prior to that. He beat Haruki Amoa Onishi
Okay.
by armbar. So I'm looking at this, and he seems to be a submission type fella. Every finish is submission. He's gonna
Hmm.
be going in there against the Russian. One thing you
Oh,
know about the
wrestling.
Russian is they are
Yeah.
excellent grapplers. You
Oh,
know,
yes.
they prefer to stand, so they have very good wrestling to make sure that they stay standing. And this particular fella has been on a 4-5 win streak. Wins include Bruno Silva, Danielson Matos, Dennis Arojo, Alexander Podlinsky, and
Yeah.
4-5 win streak, man. I'm going to be
Yeah,
going
and then
with
before
Tagir.
and before that,
Mm-hmm.
before he loses to Zalgas Zumagulov, who
Mm-hmm.
is now in the UFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was on a fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fight win streak.
Yeah, he was on a tear.
Holy, holy shit!
Only one loss as a professional. So that tells you his head's in the right place, and he's got some
Yeah,
very good tools for him to have only lost just once
yeah.
and at the highest level. So now he's in the UFC, and I'm gonna be picking Tahir Ulanbekov to win this one, if not by knockout in the third, by unanimous decision.
100%. I'm right there with you. So there we go. That's the first consensus pick of the night is Tagir. So shout out to Tagir for being just a badass motherfucker, which he probably can't say because he's Russian. That whole deal. The Kremlin
He's
might get
probably
mad.
Muslim too,
That too. I don't want to. I don't want to say here
possibly.
nor there. Yeah,
Right.
100%. I mean, it might be. It might be. But the next fight in the 155-pound division, we got Damir Ismagulov, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Damir is a champion of another organization. He is from. I mean, it says he's from Russia, but that's not a Russian flag that he's got behind him. That
Mm-hmm.
looks like a Dagestani flag. But yeah, well, 23-1, only one loss, one blemish in his professional career, and he's been at it. Oh God, I mean, I mean, it's weird because they say that he, in regards to topology, they say he makes his pro debut um, in 2014, but then they
Mm-hmm.
said that he was still fighting amateur in
Yeah, in
2015.
2015.
So I don't know what the fuck is going on there, but I
Sounds
mean,
like a typo.
maybe not. It's
You
just
can go
like,
back. You can go back and forth between amateur and pro.
I mean,
That's
they
very
do
weird.
that. Yo, they do that in other states, let alone another. I'm not going to question the Russians because
Mm.
they're probably hacked into this damn podcast
Yeah.
and every podcast that I do anyway. So shout out to Russia. Hey, we're cool.
It looks like
We're
he spent
cool.
a lot of time with M1 Global too.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Significant
That's
time with M1 Global.
yeah. So this is, and then on the other side of the docket, we have the sniper Magomed Mustayev, right? It was
Mm.
14-4, which is a respectable record, training out of Jackson Wink out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But he's got some cool wins. Wins over Joe Proctor and Rafael Fiziev, but losing to the bigger names like a Brad Riddell or Kevin Lee, right? The Motown Phenom, right? But up until then, let's see. He fights, he makes his debut at Legion Fight 7, probably in 2011, right? Then loses to Arsen Ubaydulayev, right? And then wins one, loses one, and then goes on a fucking win streak in the double digits, right? Up until he loses to Kevin Lee. So
he knocked out one guy and he's submitting everybody else.
So for me,
he's gonna be shooting for the double.
Oh shit! And Takea says that's what I'm saying. Now, Fight Life Nation says Demir just missed weight by 7 pounds. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. Fight Night. Shout out to Fight Life Nation. Fill us in. What the fuck? Because this obviously happened at weigh-ins. I don't know, washing my hair. I didn't watch it. Actually, I was catching up on PFL, so I didn't watch the weigh-ins. So let us know what the fuck happened.
Either way, I'm still going with Demir. I think he's going to have the tools and 7 pounds of of hydration to help him win his match. He's going to be able to defend the takedown. He really screwed up with the weight thing, but I believe he's going to win this match quite easily.
Yeah, assuming that it's still going on. But you got 2 Russian Federation fighters. I don't think that it's gonna look too kindly that they're gonna fucking not take a fight. So this one might very well go on. And yeah, I agree. It's Demir. Shout out to Demir for not. I don't know if he was eating pierogies or something like that. Pierogies are fucking good. So yeah, that's that. But this one is, and you know what? With everything that they say about Fight Island, right? There is some kind of suspect fucking matches, which we're about to see one right here in the 185-pound division, because we have Andrei Petrovsky, who is 6-1, right? His last fight was at UFC Fight Night. Oh shit! Yeah, Petrovsky. I know this guy. He's from the fucking Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, he's the guy and from the East Coast, and he's got a kid and a wife, and he fishes. Yeah, exactly. I know this guy.
Everyone thought he was going to win the
Ultimate Fighter
at that time,
but it took that fucking that ultimate. He looks like a missing link. Like he looks like a step in evolution. Treson Gore. He looks like in the middle of like the evolutionary chart. Just shout out to Treson Gore. But yeah, 6 he does. Yeah, pull up a picture of Treson Gore and tell me he doesn't look like
him right now.
Yeah, he's that's a noggin. I'm just saying, like, holy hell. Oh, and oh shit. Hold on. And I can't wait. Demir weighed in at 163.5 pounds. And what fucking weight class is that? Hold on. 155?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Which again, Rogan always says about, the jump from like 185 to 205 or 155 to 155 to 185. That's a huge jump. There's no weight classes in between.
170 to 185. That's a huge jump.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Wait. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is 170.
Yeah,
right.
And then
Welter.
What? And then 185 to 205. That's another huge jump.
Yeah. So yeah, So it's 155 to 170. 170. Yeah, and then 170 to 185. Yeah. Then 185 to 205.
205.
And then
205 to 265. Huge jumps everywhere, man. But Dennis says he doesn't want a bunch of champions. He don't want to do a bunch of champions. That's why he hasn't filled in those gaps.
it's. I mean, everybody's got their thing, so I
Hmm.
guess. But yeah, but kind of weird matchups, right? We have the Chinese gentleman of Yong Sun Hu, right, and he is 3-2. Three
Okay.
Totoro is 3-2, facing a 6-1 in the UFC. You
Hmm.
know, of all the things that Dana White says about we don't fucking make shit fights and no freak show fights.
Here's one.
Yeah, man. I mean, this dude is. I mean, just telling you how crucial it is for the UFC to get into the Chinese market. He's lost his fucking two. These two losses are in the
In the
UFC.
UFC. Hmm.
You know? Yeah. So this is
Hey
weird.
man, I don't know
I
about you, but I'm going Andre Petrovsky.
100%. It's
It's
not
gonna be a
even.
boring match. He probably won't get us a submission, but he will go 15 minutes and he will win no less by no less than split decision. I just don't see Petrovsky being that knockout type dude. I
Okay.
saw what he did at the Ultimate Fighter. He just
Yeah.
fights to win, which is
He
fine.
just
You could do
fights.
that. Do your best not to take any damage, and stretch out the match, lay and pray. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see for Andre. I don't see him going in and knocking anyone out. So
Yeah.
Andre will win, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess moving on, we have the miracle Leron Murphy, who's 10-0-1 against Mr. Finland, Makwan Amirakwani,
Hmm.
who's 16-6. Amirakwani is fucking, Wikipedia page is just amazing. Like Jack Johnson would be proud, right? The fact
Hmm.
that he's a dark guy, a dark gentleman, and in complexion, and it's just like all blonde. I mean, it looks like the fucking what is it? The Robert Palmer, what is it? Something, the fucking Robert Palmer, fucking simply irresistible. There we go, from the
Okay.
'80s. Yeah, simply I got the fucking
Simply
music.
irresistible.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
So
remember that song. I don't know the name of the fella.
yeah. No, but the music video, like Mr. Finland's fucking topology picture looks like he's got
Mhm.
the fucking extras, or at least the children of the original girls from the fucking Robert Palmer fucking video. But I
Mhm.
digress. I like it. And Fight Life Nation, before we move, he says, I don't see fighters in MMA ever consistently making weight. You can't take more than 20% of the fighters of the purse, or fighters will just pull out. Now, I know what you're saying here, but I also think weight cutting is fucking dumb as shit. And here's why I say it, because you're not you. It's almost two fights, right? So you're fighting a battle with the scale, and then you're not even fighting. I mean, obviously, as an amateur here in California,
Mhm.
it's the same day weigh-ins. But if you have
Yes.
the weigh-ins as a pro the day after, I mean, the
Mhm.
day before the fight, well, guess what? You're going to come in heavier. So what's the point in having a 185-pound fight when they're 190 to 205 anyway? Like I don't. Please explain it to me, because all I see it as the UFC trying, in the early, late '90s, early 2000s, trying to
Mhm.
get legalization by the state athletic commissions. So they borrowed from wrestling, they borrowed from boxing, so
Mhm.
they can make the regulation, and
Mhm.
not
Big
be
John
considered.
McCarthy, shout out.
Yeah, exactly.
He wrote it.
So no, 100%. So, but that's all I'm saying is this. We were kind of talking off air about the Constitution, man. Like, people would be like, "You guys are fucking wizards, and we should burn you," if they knew half of the shit that they're doing now. So there's that.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I think that's stupid. But what should be the consequences for a fighter that misses weight by 5+ pounds? Should the UFC even consider new weight class that closes the gap in the division? Hell yes. And the reason why I feel that argument is a little bit more solidified is the fact that we got the co-main event as an interim title. We have the heavyweight title as an interim title. We got two fucking champions. If you're a wrestling fan, in those divisions, bantamweight and heavyweight respectively, this shit is Shawn Michaels and Razor at Mania 10 in the ladder match. You got two intercontinental champions, right? But you're gonna create a fucking fake title with no lineage before you do a weight class every 10 pounds, so we can not have some of this shit. It's suspect to me. So all this thing about you're not a professional if you don't. Well, they fucking have been lying to you all this time. They've been lying to you saying that is of course you make your weight, but look at what one championship is doing. I just saw it in the PFL last night in the finals. Like, and what it does is it mitigates the weight cut misses and fubars that happen. And guess what? We just saw it not too long ago, right? With the gal that was she was weighing in and it didn't look great, right? Because somebody
right?
Aspen Ladd, absolutely. Somebody botched her weight cut. And again, the irreparable damage that happens to your kidneys and internal organs just because somebody fucking miscalculated or whatever, or water loaded or whatever the fuck, something went off. And again, now a fucking shot of whiskey. I'm being pretty bold about it, but like a shot of whiskey could potentially kill you. Like because your kidneys can't regulate it. So I'm just, and Alex says without the weight cutting, it makes me wonder if the likes of GSP would have been dominant, knowing he would have been fighting at middleweight, and Anderson Silva will be facing killers at light heavyweight and heavyweight. No, it brings an interesting scenario, but you got to remember, the UFC had no fucking weight classes, right? No weight classes in its early days, and that's one thing that we're forgetting is like, they had no weight classes and one night tournaments and everything like that. And once everybody was getting beat to shit, like whether it be UFC, Pride, the smokers of the, late 90s, early 2000s and whatever, I mean, look at the shit with New York State. New York State didn't legalize, MMA until like a year before or within a year. Within a year of the Conor McGregor fight with Eddie Alvarez at Madison Square Garden. Yeah. So, anything is better than nothing, but could this current state of MMA be improved? Absolutely, it could be. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're 180, this is the 185 pound championship, and both fighters at 205, it's no longer the 185 pound championship.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, I see your point. And I know that there's something about the weight cut that puts things in perspective. I know it doesn't physically make sense, in regards to the health and all that. But when you sign on a paper and then you put yourself through what you put yourself through to make that weight, there's a feeling that comes with that. I also understand the fighter's side in this situation, but what you are saying makes absolutely sense. Why cut weight at all?
Right. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, right? Let's say if you're still, if you're a 205 fighter and you walk around at, 215, 220, 230, right? Mm-hmm. You should still make the 205 fucking weight limit. There's nothing saying that, but fight also at 205. Mm-hmm. Not, like that's what I'm saying. Like nobody's going to walk around consistently, because that in itself is, harmful for your internal organs. The same internal organs that could get fucked up with a botched weight cut, but I'm just saying, keep it fucking consistent. I want to, if you're promoting a fucking title fight, right? If you're at a particular weight class, then both fighters should be the fucking, weight of what the weight class, mandates. And if they're not, then the promotion and the fighters are lying to us. They're lying to us. And we're just going to take that fucking spoonful of sugar and make that medicine go down.
Make it go down.
Yeah.
Medicine
So
go down. Medicine
they
go
say go
down.
down. There you go. So, do you got Mr. Finland in this one too?
No, I'm not taking Mr. Finland because his
Okay.
opponent, Lerone Murphy, is undefeated.
Yeah.
So something about that undefeated. Until you beat that man, you're gonna have to prove to me that you are worthy. And that's what Mr. Makwan Al Americani needs to do. He needs to go out there and show Mr. Murphy that he's a veteran in town, and Murphy will be bowing down to him. So he's got to go do that. But until then, I got Murphy.
Okay. Well,
Split
it's funny
decision.
because you said, if somebody was worthy, and worthy and Murphy sound similar, so I was like, oh, are you gonna say Karma Worthy, or back from his fucking defeat last weekend, is gonna come back and fucking hit these two with a steel chair and say he's the true king of whatever fucking weight division this fucking thing is?
We wouldn't put it past Aljamain Sterling.
Ah, I know, I know. Yeah, so there we go. We got Murphy
The Rome
Miracle
Murphy.
versus the Miracle versus Mr. Finland. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the 205-pound division, which is really the fucking heavyweight division when you think about it, but it's Michael Olemenchek against
Mm-hmm.
Shamil Gasmatov, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
Gasmatov, Umar is he's known is a World Series of Fighting veteran. I love that because I just watched the fucking PFL, the current day World Series of Fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in Shamil's record, he hasn't fought since 2019. That was a split
Mm-hmm.
decision over Kilson Arboru, right? And then that aforementioned PFL outing where he faced both Rex Harris and Eddie Gordon, Eddie Truck Gordon, a former UFC alumnus, former Ultimate Fighter alumnus, but at PFL 3 and 6, he beats both of his opponents by unanimous decision, and then wins a split decision over Klidson, right? And then comes into the UFC and he wins. Yeah, that Klidson Arboru fight, that was his split decision win, right?
Mm.
Now on the other side of the docket, we got Michael, Lord Michael Olengzinchik is what I'm going with. Is 15-4, right? This is
Yep.
actually oh shit, the first time that we're seeing him, since his March 2021 win over Modestus Bukakis, or
Mm-hmm.
fans of this show will know that gentleman, I call him Modelo Bukaki, which is
Mm-hmm.
essentially a Steve Austin beer bash. Shout out to Modestus. But, against Shamil, he did nothing, right? But also, Shamil, I mean, not Shamil, God, Michael, I forgot. Michael lost to both Jimmy Crute and Ovin St. Preux, OSP, but has wins over Gaza Muriad, Antigulov, and Jan Villante, right? So
Mm-hmm.
those are some cool wins there. So I don't know. This one is pretty even to me. I don't see one way or another. I'm probably just going to go with Shamil just because he's undefeated.
I will have to go to Shamil as well. It seems he hasn't gotten the opportunities to show his talents, and I believe he's gonna do that now because Michael, I know I've seen Michael fight before, and he's pretty decent. So Shamil has a big, huge fight on his hands on Saturday. But I am going to be going with Shamil as well. No, nothing less than a split decision.
Yeah, 100%. I got the same way. So moving up, we got in the 170-pound division, we got 22-7 in Zaleski against the undefeated Frenchman in Benoit Saint Denis.
Mm.
Now, Benoit, God of War Saint Denis, is a perfect 8-0. He is actually a member of the Bulgarian top team, and this is his UFC debut after having, I mean, really tearing through the Brave Combat Federation promotion, which is the world over. I love it. Their announcer is the good brother, the Roaring Lion, Carlos Kremer, right? And he just tears through Brave FC and the European circuit. He's got arm bars, knee bars, KOs. This guy is a complete fighter. Now,
Mm-hmm.
on the other side of the docket, we have a tenured veteran in Elysiu, Capoeira, who's 22-7 as it stands now. He he actually lost in his last outing to Muslim Salikov,
Mm-hmm.
but beat Alexei Kunichenko at UFC on ESPN plus 28, but loses to Jinglang Yi. I remember that because he gets KO'd. And he actually beat our friend and now PFL signed talent, the Curtis Molinder, right? And he basically chokes Curtis out. So,
I saw that.
mm, ooh, I don't
Yeah.
know. What are you feeling?
I'm gonna have to go with Benoit. I mean,
I
he
me
is
too.
undefeated. I'm gonna go with Benoit. It's hard to pick against the undefeated, even
Yeah,
though he hasn't had that many fights. 29 fights is a lot of fights. Who
yeah,
knows what kind of damage was accumulated in that
hundred
time?
percent,
So
100%.
therefore, I'm going with the fresh guy in Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah,
I'll go split decision, no problem.
yeah, because a veteran of what? Damn, yeah, 30 fights, right?
Hmm.
Well, 29 fights, right? Somewhere. I can't fucking count. It's too late in the fucking day for it. But Zaleski has a lot of fucking fights, but that's a lot of damage to take to the noggin, just as Vidu said. So yeah, I got the same thing. Actually, I might even say like Benoit hits a rear naked choke. That's what I'm feeling.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, yeah. Now we on the seventh fight of the card, we have two Russians against each other. We have Albert Duryev, and
Hmm.
he is 14-3. Is the machete, and oh my god, he must have learned tapology fucking poses from one Mister Finland, because he's got a luxury car, looking fresh to death, and this is actually his proper UFC debut because obviously he beat Kyle Benincourt on the UFC Contender Series or Dana White's Contender Series. That
All
was
right.
in September.
All
He
right.
he
Okay.
beats Kyle by net crank. All right. On the other side, we've got Roman Kopylov, and we've seen Roman. Roman is 8-1, right?
Hmm.
And his first time in the UFC, he loses to Carl Roberson via rear naked choke. I got Albert.
Mm. Uh, I'll split you there. No problem. I'll
Okay.
split you there. Roman Kopylov. I'll take that dude. I mean, they are both Russian. I have no dog in the race.
Yeah.
Just to make things excited, I'll go Roman.
Yeah. Okay. I
No
like it.
doubt.
I like it. Um, Now in the 145-pound division, we have Zabira Tsukagov, right, against the pitbull Ricardo Ramos, right,
Hmm.
and that's I just love saying Ricardo Ramos, right, not Ricardo Ramos, Ricardo Ramos, right. So the Warrior is 19-5-1. That's a pretty fucking great record. Training at AKA and Career Post Fight Club, but he lost via split decision in his last outing against Hakeem Dawudu, right?
Yeah,
But he
Hakeem's
beat
pretty
Kevin.
good.
Yes, he is, right? And then he faced Kevin
Kevin
Aguilar.
Aguilar.
Yeah, remember that one? He
Hmm.
KOs Aguilar. That was right before
Hmm.
the pandemic,
Hmm.
right? In the very
Hmm.
first round. And he
Hmm.
goes to a draw with the aforementioned LaRon Murphy, right? But
Hmm. That's
lost
saying
to,
something.
yeah, lost to Hanato Moicano. And this is at UFC 198, where everybody thought that Moicano was like the second fucking coming, of that fucking the 145-pound division, right?
Mhm.
So on the other side, we got Hikaru Hamos, 15-3 is Karakasiha. That's what I'm going with. But he's training at Team Alpha Male, right? He just competed in July at the Submission Circus 3, facing Gabriel Paulino, but he also beat Bill Algeo back in May, but also losing to the aforementioned Laron Murphy. So both gentlemen have been in the octagon with Laron Murphy, which I believe is interesting and picture perfect matchmaking. So, who you got?
I would choose a Russian, Zvaira Tukhugov. I would choose that fella. He's high in the rankings too, at
Yeah, he is.
145, and he's one of Khabib's boys.
hmm Yeah, and they are on Fight Island. So,
Hmm
yeah, I'm
I
sorry,
remember this
Hikato.
guy's face actually. I remember him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for Hikato Hamos because I just like saying his name. I know Joe Martinez theoretically would have a fucking field day going with Hikato Hamos, but Hikato's getting uh hitched. I don't know. I try to
So,
go with the Portuguese or whatever, but it's not gonna be good for Hikato Hamos. So yeah, I got Zubair as well.
no problem, no problem.
Now
And
this
then,
one,
yeah,
yeah,
this one we got Amanda Ribas, man. She's back.
yeah, yes, and this could either be the best fight of the night or a fucking absolute shit fest, right? It could be a one-sided big beatdown because yes, you have Amanda Hebus and she's 10-2, right?
Uh-huh.
That's a pretty fucking great record. Her first time. They bought her out to fucking Fight Island, and she didn't even fight. I don't even think she fought. She
It,
just she was
I
just
didn't she
there.
get knocked out? Remember she got knocked out?
Wait, Poirier Rodriguez. Yes, she did.
Yeah, she got knocked out.
Yeah,
She got knocked out
Marina
cold.
Rodriguez. Yeah,
Some
yeah, yeah, yeah.
vicious.
Okay, so, but she was out there like. I feel like when we get to Poirier McGregor too, they had already
Hmm
got the what do you say, the infrastructure for Fight Island. So this is
hmm
pretty late. But
hmm
I want to say she was even doing press at the first Fight Island card
Yeah, she was there
because
weeks before
weeks before. Yeah, yeah.
because they were
So
unveiling that new building.
yeah, so I'm just saying. So there's a lot of stock in Hebus, right? But
Hmm
fuck, she's going up in there against Rina Jandiroba, former Invicta world champion, 17-2. Uh, has been just dominant. She actually fought on that same submission circuits 3 card, and she
hmm
hits a Kata Hajime, which
Yeah, I
is
remember.
yeah. Well, that's a Taz mission. It's a fucking Taz mission. That's how she wins that one, right? But in she's only lost to Mackenzie Dern, beat Felice Herring finishes Felice Herring by armbar in the first
Hmm
round. Rear naked chokes Mallory Martin. Basically fucks up the shoulder of Kanako Murata, right? And only lost to, Carla Esparza, coming into it. And that was fun because, that Janice, Janacia
hmm
Mondarin fight, that was the Invicta title fight. And the first fight in her UFC debut, she faces arguably yes, not arguably, but the inaugural Invicta and UFC champion in Carlos Esparza. So I think it's fun. It's a battle of Invictus past and Invictus present. So
Yeah,
there's that.
Carla's looking for a title, man. Right now,
Yeah,
these ladies are still just a little bit too low. So she's looking
yeah,
for a top five opponent right now, and
yeah,
whoever has a title is really who she wants. So I can't wait to see
yeah.
that one.
That's Valentina's weight class though.
Hmm Exactly.
Yeah, isn't it?
No,
Wait,
no, no, no. This is
no, that's
115. This is
Thug Rose.
115. This is strawweight.
Yeah,
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 Thug Rose.
Thug Rose.
Either way,
Okay.
either way, either way. I'm looking for an incredible showdown with the with the champion. But for this particular one, I like Amanda Ribas. I like the fact that she's doing her best to speak English. She's got very good offense and defense. Every now and then, everyone gets caught. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna count that knockout
Yeah.
against her, but she's pretty awesome. You know, she's 10-2, not bad at all. Her opponent is a very good jiu-jitsu artist, Amanda Ribas. If she knows what's good for her, will defend against the takedown most of the time, so she get the hands off a little bit, right? If she makes sure that Vienna does not control her, then she'll be in a good space to steal the fight by decision.
Okay, I like it. And the good sister Takea says, "Don't be sorry. It's okay to talk about them. I'm listening. I'm always going to be listening. Shout out to you. And if you had a podcast, we'd do the same for you, Takea, because you're
That's
awesome.
right.
We're awesome.
That's
So
right.
I'm actually going to go with Verna Jandiroba. Yes,
No
Vinder,
problem.
there's something about her that says she doesn't give a shit about speaking English, looking like what the company wants her. She, because you could pay her $50,000. I mean, it's crazy. Robin Black put out a tweet right before the PFL, finals, right? And
Yeah.
he's just like 5 individual fighters will be millionaires at the end of the tonight. When earlier in the week we had people fighting on Dana White Contender Series for 20 to show, 20 to win.
Mm.
And Verna is like, she don't give a shit whether it be that 20. I'm sure she gives a shit. She wants to make millions of dollars off of this, but there's a part of me that fucking goes like, she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't give a shit how she looks or whatever. She's just supposed to fucking maim you, like it just fucking slaughter you, and Amanda Ribas might be the fucking tackling fuel that she needs to propel her, further up the rankings from 9 to maybe 7,
I will
so
agree with you on one thing. I will agree with you that this could be the first potential fight of the night.
fight of the
I
night,
totally agree.
100%. Yeah,
I
so
totally
like I
agree.
said,
It's going to be
it's
highly
either
technical.
it's either gonna be great and one of the greatest strawweight fucking fights of all time. That's a non-title match, or it's gonna be a shit show because we saw that with the UFC 209 and Woodley and Thompson. So there's that. So you've got Amanda Ribas, I've got Verna Jandiroba. I'm just excited as a fan. I'm excited for this fucking fight. This is, an excellent display of violence that's gonna happen. So
beautiful destruction.
Beautiful. Yes, it's a beautiful tragedy. As the God, what's that fucking band? There was a song called "Beautiful Tragedy." I forgot the fucking name, and she's a badass lead singer that they have. Forget it. Whatever. But
It'll come, nigga.
it'll come. It'll come. In this moment, there you go. In this moment, there's a band. It's a fucking metal band, and it's one of their most renowned songs is called "Beautiful Tragedy," and I think this is exactly that. It's going to be a beautiful fucking tragedy. So there you go, and that's just the prelims. We had 9 fights on the fucking prelims and 5 fights on the main card, but all of which is going to be viewed on ESPN Plus or ESPN.
Free.
So,
free 99.
Yeah, exactly.
Free 99.
100% free 99.
I gotta tell you though, I really love fight number 10. Magomed Ankalaev is going to impress. I just wanted to say that before you continue.
Okay, I like it too because I had him picked to win, but Magomed Ankalaev 15-1, right, going against the 17-5 Volkan Ozdemir. Obviously, Ozdemir has had a cup of coffee in the big time in the sense that he challenged Daniel Cormier for his light heavyweight championship when Cormier was still handling the Rus. But I think there's been a lot of, unfortunately, Mr. No Time, Volkan Ozdemir, hasn't looked. There was something once he faced, Daniel Cormier, something was different, right? Because he fucking loses 3 straight. The Daniel Cormier fight, Then the Anthony Smith, he gets finished there, and a split
Mm-hmm.
decision with Dominic Reyes that propels Reyes into a light heavyweight title fight, and not so much, Mr. No Time Volkan Ozdemir. But he beats
Sounds like
Ilir.
Ozdemir needs to figure something out. He seems to have
I
plateaued.
Yeah, no, 100%. And obviously he's got the wins over Ilir Latifi and Alexander Rankik, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that fucking KO, that was, I mean, for Prochazka, that was
Mm-hmm.
like KO of his life, right? You
Mm-hmm.
remember the dude with the fucking antenna hair?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's who Volkan Ozdemir lost to, which isn't a bad loss, but I'm just saying there's something that happened after DC that didn't really click. So I'm gonna go with, just like you, Magomed Ankalaev, and I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it
I know
almost
it's
kind
gonna
of
be a
doesn't
fun
matter.
fight.
Hell yes, hell yes. But speaking of fun, right?
Yeah.
We welcome back to the octagon one Hazmat Chimaev, right? Boraz, right?
Abe Lincoln.
Boris. I'm sorry, Bor. I wanted to say Boras because I was thinking Borat in my mind. But obviously the fights with Jared Mishart and Reese McKee, those
Mm-hmm.
back-to-back fights is what kind of put him on the map. I'm sorry, the John Phillips Starstroke, and then it was Reese McKee, and then like within 3 months, he has 3 fights, right?
Yeah.
Now to guys like Dan Severn and Barnett and Hoyce and whatever that were doing one night tournaments, they probably not be too impressed with Hamzat's kind of deal. And I'm not speaking for those literal legends of the sport, but it's a different sport, different day, but it's still impressive. But it looks like Hamzat is kind of, getting over the COVID
Mm-hmm.
reactions that he had, and he's facing a tough Chinese gentleman in Li Jinglang, or the Leech, right? 18 and
Mm-hmm.
6 is the Leech. And
Yes.
he's got wins over Santiago Ponzinibbio, right? And he heel hooked him. That man, dirty heel hooks, right? But loses to Neil Magny. But Ilizu Zaleski, who we just talked about, he
Right.
KOs him. This one is gonna be. I don't know what the fuck is
It's gonna
gonna
be
happen.
fire. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be high
This
level.
fight
It's
of the
gonna be
night
high
too.
level wrestling. High level
Fight
wrestling.
this one
Like
fight of the night.
Hamzat. No, I don't see fighter of the night.
You
You might
don't
get a
think so?
performance of the night in regards to submission.
Okay.
You might get a performance of the night. But Hamzat is not going to exchange with this guy. He's just going to take him down and pound him to oblivion. After a while, it gets boring because
Okay.
that wrestling is such a huge advantage that when they win, I'm not really that excited
Okay.
compared to someone who did a spinning roundhouse kick to get the knockout and then they won. You know what I mean? Uh,
I know what
Hamzat
you
is gonna
say.
come out and he's gonna do his thing. He's got reach advantage, he's got height advantage. He's gonna shut it down. Uh, uh, Yang Liang, uh, he requires opportunities to punch in bunches, but Hamzat is not gonna stay there. He's just gonna take him down. As soon as he comes forward, he's gonna take him down. He's gonna smash him
Mm,
on the floor for the first
yeah,
2 rounds,
thousand
and the
percent.
third round he's gonna finish him and send him home. It is what it is.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's gonna be Hamzat. Somebody's gonna get lose a lot of fucking brain cells, but
No
that's
doubt about it.
no doubt. So there's that. Now going up, we got the former Bellator world champion Alexander Volkov, 13-9 against Marcin Tybura, right,
Hmm.
22-6.
Hmm.
But this one, I'm gonna go right off the back. I'm got
Hmm.
Tybura because unfortunately with Drago,
Hmm.
he lost to Cyril Gotton, which is not a bad loss, especially now that Cyril Gotton is
Interim
the
champ.
interim champ, right? Exactly. And he beat Alistair Overeem and Walt Harris, right? So that's cool. But the loss to
Hmm.
Blades, there's something that fucking happened with him. The loss to Derek Lewis, right? That
Hmm.
kind of, even though he's got wins in between, wins over Greg Hardy, wins over Fabricio Verdum, Stefan Struve, Roy Nelson. Those are kind of Hall of Famers,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just there's something different about like he's lost a step, and now he's
Yeah,
competing for light heavyweight, whereas he was the Bellator heavyweight championship. Actually, this is heavyweight. Oh shit, this is heavyweight. Oh fuck! But even more so, I got
yeah. It
Marcin.
is heavyweight. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
265. I
yeah.
also agree with you, man. I'm going with Marcin Tybura as well.
Hmm.
I like the momentum that he's currently on. He's doing very well for himself. I like the way he mixes up his mixed martial art. And I believe that's going to be the key
Hmm.
reason why he beats Alexander Volkov by split decision.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. If not a knockout, so that's
Hmm.
that's what I got. So there's a consensus there. Now we've
Hmm.
got this should be. I mean, if there wasn't a second title fight, this would be the co-main event of the evening. But we
If
have,
not the main event.
if not the main event, 100%.
Mhm.
But we've got 21-10 Dan Hangman Hooker, right? Who's ranked number seven in regards to Tapology, right?
Hmm.
Just beaten Nasrat Hop Rest, but the losses to Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler might have marred him in some people's mind. But when you think about it, Dustin is the interim champion, and Michael Chandler was coming off of a title contendership, right? So theoretically, he fought the interim and somebody that was the cornerstone of Bellator, and as well as the interim UFC champion, right? And then
Mm.
wins over James Vick. I mean, finishes James Vick, goes unanimous decision with Al Quinta, split decision Paul Felder. So yeah. Then we're looking at Mr. Islam Makachev, right? And
Hmm.
Makachev,
Yes.
that's another fun one to say. I want Ricardo Ramos and Islam Makachev just to fight because I just want whoever to fucking say both of the names and
Mm.
just like Makachev, Ricardo Ramos. I like it. I like it. I'm
Makachev,
weird.
last time he lost was a knockout in 2015. And he's been on
Yeah,
the straight and narrow ever since. And he
yeah,
lost in the UFC by knockout to
mm,
Adriano Martins. Of course, it
yeah,
was a
but
lucky punch, but nonetheless, he got the knockout where everyone else has fallen.
yeah,
So,
I
uh,
got Makachev.
yeah, Makachev is gonna go in there and he's gonna hold him and hug him, and he's gonna Khabib him.
Yeah.
It is
Wait,
what it is. Dan Hooker is picking up a check. Dan Hooker, he just fought. He got paid good. Now he's gonna be picking up another check. It is what it is. It's a money fight for Dan Hooker. Islam, it's a fill-in fight. He was supposed to go against RDA. RDA couldn't do it, and it turned out he'll take whatever the best offer is, and that best offer is Dan Hooker. Everything that
send
they do with Khabib's camp is strategic. They don't pick all
send
the toughest
location.
fights. Send
Send
location.
location.
He said send location because he knows he can out wrestle him, and then he'll it is what it is. But whatever. We're going with Islam
Send.
Makhachev, unanimous pick.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, is he going to finish him or is he going to outlast him and control him? What do you think about that?
I'd say third round, third round ground and pound.
By Islam? Okay. I can
Yeah.
see that. Most definitely can see
Because
that.
unless he catches Hooker like much like Chandler did,
He's
you
not going to
know,
catch Hooker.
that's what
Hooker
I'm
has
saying.
drilled it over and over and
Yeah.
over. He's prepared for this dude. If Islam is not
He's as
careful,
prepared as he can be. He's not
yeah,
as
yeah.
prepared for the
But if
fucking
if Islam thinks, oh man, I already beat him once, he better check himself because
no 100%.
anything can happen. This is MMA.
Yeah, 100%. But a consensus pick, Islam Makachev. As we
Yes,
head into
with a potential submission of the
fight,
night
yeah, 100%.
or
Now we're
performance of
at
the night.
100%. Now we're at the co-main event of the evening. Get your Bruce Buffer here because unfortunately Bruce Buffer is not going to be at UFC 267. All the sending healing to the legendary Bruce Buffer, who also doubles as the manager for his older brother Michael Buffer. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just how many fucking great memories in combat sports have been
Mm-hmm.
announced by one of the Buffer brothers. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Lennons, Jimmy Lennon Sr., Jimmy Lennon Jr., because
Mm-hmm.
those are dynasties. But here we are. Speaking of dynasties, two men who are out to create their own dynasty. We have Corey Sanhagen, 14 and
Yes.
3 against
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Peter Yan, and Yan is the former UFC 135-pound champion, and as well as the former ACB champion. Now,
Mm-hmm.
with that shoddy fucking disqualification with the award-winning Aljamain Sterling, he loses
Mm-hmm.
his title on a DQ, right? But
Mm-hmm.
fucking Corey Sanhagen, man, he's the Sandman for a reason. 14
Yes, he
and
is.
3. 14
Mm-hmm.
and 3. He puts motherfuckers to sleep. Unfortunately,
Okay.
he lost the split decision, which I felt he should have won. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
against TJ Dillashaw, great champion. Yes, you can say everything that you want about his kind of extracurricular affairs in terms of his what he puts in his body. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not TJ. I look. Here's the thing. I'm not TJ Dillashaw's body, but if I also hear anything from TJ Dillashaw about my body, my choice, I
Mm-hmm.
I got skeptical hippo eyes, motherfucker.
Hey man,
I'm
people
just
can
saying.
call TJ Dillashaw's name all they want. He's a hard worker. He goes out
Yes,
there
he
and he
is.
grinds during training. He grinds. I've seen it. I've
Mhm.
seen it consistently. He grinds. Even when he doesn't have a fight, he's grinding, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That guy,
for two
that one
years.
super scientist fella that
Oh,
coaches him.
Sam
Yeah,
Calvita.
yeah, yeah. That guy, he's pretty special. That guy is special. And the combination of TJ and that guy, you're gonna have a savage. And that's why
Oh,
TJ was able to beat Corey Sandhagen in their last
yeah,
match.
yeah, but
He outperformed him.
also if you notice, it's not just TJ, right?
Hmm.
That whole fucking training lab, Rain with Mark Munoz fucking team. You've got the current Bellator 135-pound champion Juan the
Hmm.
Spaniard Archuleta,
Hmm.
who pretty much took 4 divisions at King of the Cage. We were there
Hmm.
for his last fight at the now Toyota Center. It used to be
Yep, yep.
the Citizens Bank in Ontario,
Yep.
California.
Citizen Bank. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, shit, man. I even still, I've got Sanhagen. I really like Peter, and watching the fucking countdown, I was just like,
Hmm.
oh, and the fucking space, like fucking, you know, um, Jan trains out of like his gym is not too different than the tent that Fight Island is gonna be on.
That's what's up.
No, it's just a big ass fucking tent, and they have all of the best like fucking workout equipment there, and Jan
That's
and his
what's
team
up.
just fuck shit up,
And
so.
he's been
But
known to frequent Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. So
100%, 100%.
understand his striking is going to be on point. His wrestling is going to be on point. Everything is going to be on point, which is why he is the undisputed champion
He
at this
is.
moment. I'm not caring about some paper champion in
Yes,
whatever that
neither
guy's
am I.
name is. I don't even know. Corey Sandhagen. Here's what I think about these two. I think that Corey Sandhagen is a young man. Think about a young 8 year old, and you give that 8 year old a rifle, and then you tell him not to shoot it. Of course, he's gonna shoot it. You know what I mean? He's a little kid. He's going in there now. When he shoots that, he's got good accuracy, right? He'll hit the target. But then now he's going in there against someone who's at the level of a college student. If we're following the same premise, college student with the same rifle. You know what I mean? There's something about the college student that's going to be different. He's going to be more patient. He's going to be more calculated in his approach to striking the target. Um, he's going to be he would have lived, he would have experienced more from life. You know what I mean? up until the point that he's at. So Corey Sandhagen has all the tools to do damage, right? But at this level, he just lost to T.J. Dillashaw by split
Mm-hmm.
decision, and he only lost by split decision because T.J. hurt himself. If T.J. hadn't hurt his leg, we would have seen a different outcome. We would have seen a finish. I truly believe that, because if the
Really?
man can hang with you and beat you on one leg, this is why I'm describing him as a 7, 8 year old. He's not mature enough to wield the power that he has been presented. Yes, he knows how to use the power. He's gotten
Mm.
really good at using the power, but it takes what do you call it? I can't remember the word.
Tenacity?
It's more like experience, you know?
Okay.
It takes wisdom to wield that power in a
Discernment.
manner, yeah, in a manner that would take you to the championship. And Pietre Yan already knows this. He already knows how to do this. So he's gonna go in there. He's gonna dismantle Corey Hagan any way he sees fit, even by decision. Right? Doesn't matter what
Yeah.
kind of decision, as long as he snatches that belt and then he gets his opportunity to unify it with the lineal belt that you were talking about earlier. But
Yeah.
either way, I'm going with Pietre Yan.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, you
I'll
know what?
split you.
Nothing.
I'll split you.
You know what? You made a convincing argument, and I do want to see Aljo and fucking Pitor. So I'm gonna switch. Nothing against Sanhagen. I think he's an incredible talent. And then once they fucking unify the titles, then the winner faces Sanhagen. We do that. I like that.
That's right.
I
I
like it.
like it too.
Yeah,
I'll definitely like
absolutely.
to see that.
You know what I also like? I
What?
like that we're at the main event of the evening, which
That's
you know
right.
what? We got to retire that just for the night because the good brother Joe Martinez is actually going to be announcing on Yas Island. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Make some noise if you are ready.
Abu Dhabi, are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
Make
So
some
we're
noise if you are ready.
there. You go. See.
I like
So
that guy, man.
yeah, he's fucking. I mean, fucking handling the biz when Buffer's out. Obviously, long time. You know, ring announcer for WEC. You know, a lot of the now Hall of Famers. The whole entire lower divisions of the UFC are because of WEC and getting absorbed by Sufa, right? So shout out to Joe Martinez. He's one of the carryovers. He's just as great, in creating his own legacy. Somebody that, don't be like, oh, well, Bruce Buffer doesn't like what Joe Martinez. They are great friends. So it's just cool. It's just cool that everybody gets the call, right? But speaking of the call, fuck, there is no way. I mean, obviously, we have the undisputed light heavyweight champion in one Jan Blachowicz, right? Jan is 28-8. He is pretty much filled out. I mean, he's somebody that has proved me wrong, thinking that maybe he's not John Jones. Better or worse, he's not John Jones, right? But he's proven to me his last couple outings, especially that win over Stylebender Israel Adesanya. And you can argue that Israel was underweight or whatever, but no, that was to me that's a big win because Izzy is next level, I think,
Yes, it
in
is.
terms of the game that he's playing. So that means a lot. But this one goes to my heart because we got on the other end of the docket, we have Glover Teixeira. And Glover, I mean, we heard about Glover when Chuck was still around, right?
Yep.
The Brazilian pitbull was fucking the guy that John Hackleman says that, I could literally fucking feel Glover's fucking knuckles through a heavy bag. He's the hardest fucking puncher that I've ever dealt with. And that means a lot. And there's a lot that goes into Jan Blachowicz, getting the title back should he lose. But
Hmm.
Glover, I think this is his swan song. And much like I wanted Bisping to win the title at UFC 199, I want
Hmm.
Glover to fucking retire.
Hmm.
Basically, do a Vern Gagne and retire as a champion. And then you could
Hmm.
have a fucking vacancy in Blahovic and whoever else is, down in the, right under number 3 in the rankings. But I,
Easy.
I want, I want Glover to win one, the big
Yeah,
one.
he can definitely do that, man. I think Glover has the fundamental tools
Hmm.
to get the job done. Both of them are complete martial artists. You couldn't make it to the title if you weren't a complete martial artist. So
Hmm.
Blahovic, complete martial artist. Glover Teixeira, complete martial artist. Now,
Yeah.
Desire, Desire is going to be play the key role in this particular matchup. Who wants it more? This is what we're going to see. I mean, if the fight goes to the fence, they know what to do. If it goes to the ground, they know what to do. If they're trying to do submission, they know what to do. They
Hmm.
are that high level. So you're not going to get a whole lot of action
But
in regards to someone getting finished on the ground. If that's going to happen, they're going to have to stand and pretty much bang.
yep.
And Glover Teixeira is ready for this. He's got excellent boxing. I believe he's got better boxing than the champion. And I believe he's
Yeah.
going to, for that reason, try his best to try and stay standing while the champ is shooting and reaching for, you know.
You mentioned like bang, and I just remembered, oh boy from Ultimate Fighter. Let me
Let me
bang,
bang,
bro.
bro. Let
Why
me
didn't you
bang,
let
bro.
me bang?
Let me
Jesus
bang,
Christ.
bro. Let me bang.
Yeah.
He's trying to start stuff with Platinum Mike Perry. He wants that fight. He wants the
I
money
think
fight.
I think they all can beat the shit out of each other because they ain't too much fucking brain cells left with those two.
Hey,
So might as well fucking
it seems like Mike Perry's gonna get paid way more than he's getting in the UFC.
yes.
That's
Patreon
what it
sent.
seems like.
Patreon sent proved it. Christine Ferreira, not that I don't know if UFC was looking at the Misfit, which why
Hmm.
wouldn't you?
Hmm.
But I mean, because you're like, oh, what about record? I literally fucking Rachel Ostovich had like the same record in Invicta, and they picked Ostovich and not Christine Ferreira, right? I
Hmm.
believe Christine actually fucking beat Rachel Ostovich, but Ostovich gets a call and follows fucking Ferreira into the BKFC. So I just think it's funny.
Destiny.
I'm just saying, yeah. But Alex Ramirez says this is a good matchup. I'm cool with the Glover upset. Jones will definitely start tweeting again. That's assuming that has nobody locked his Twitter or he's not
Mhm.
tweeting from jail.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Jones
know,
ain't coming back to 205, man. You want to see Jones? You got to come to heavyweight.
Jones
He's
ain't
got
coming
he's
back
got different priorities
nowhere.
right
You
now.
think? Okay,
He would.
Alex Voodoo, please sound off. Do you
Mhm.
think we're gonna see John Jones in the octagon again?
We will see John Jones in the octagon, one and two. We will not see him back at 205 because he's outgrown that position. He's rebuilt his body to a much larger body type, and there's no need for him to go back to 205. So no, he won't be doing that.
So Alex says no, which I agree with. Then he goes yes, because he proved to present a great argument, and then he says not at 205.
Not
I don't think
happening.
I don't think he fights again. Honestly, I
He'll be
and
back.
I hope not. I hope not because
He's the best ever. He's the
yes,
best
but
ever.
I mean I just for the longevity of his life,
Hmm. You
he
also
doesn't
got to
need.
remember, John Jones hasn't been hitting much. He hasn't been hit much
Yeah,
compared
but
to all these other guys.
it's
He's had like one or two rough fights.
I don't
You know what I
I
mean?
don't
The guy
I
from
don't
Sweden for sure was one.
yeah I don't want to see it. I really don't.
Yeah, I
I don't.
understand. I understand. But you know this guy's
Yeah,
not going anywhere.
I
He's
know
not
he's
going
not.
anywhere.
But I mean, didn't they suspend him indefinitely?
Well,
He he him and Violent Bob Ross, and
Mm-hmm.
who's the other one?
Uh,
You
I,
know,
I don't think he's been suspended. I think he himself wants to fight in 2022 because he couldn't get the Francis fight, so he elected to fight in 2022. So
yeah,
we'll see when that
we'll
time
see.
passes.
Yeah, we will see. We will see.
Mm.
Now, Takea says, "Well, guys, I just want to say that it's been real hanging out with you guys. But I'm about to hit the hay because I've got to get up early for work in the morning. So
You
see
and
you
me
guys.
both.
Peace. Yeah,
All right,
absolutely. So
all
we're gonna
back.
bid you adieu. This
Yeah,
is the Video in the Woods UFC 267.
I
Not
do have
our.
one more thing to touch on, by the way,
Let's go.
that I
Touch
want to
on
talk
it.
to you about. So
Sure.
Clarissa Shields, right? She fought her second mixed martial arts fight in which she prepared only 9 months for,
Yeah.
and she lost by split decision.
Uh-huh.
Split decision means that she could have won the match too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how good she's gotten in 9 months. And then I'm going through social media and I'm seeing people pretty much trying to diss, talking about growth this and growth that, so long for the growth this and growth that. Do you people understand that this person, Clarissa Shields, went straight to professionals
Uh-huh.
and she's already had two professional fights in 9 months
Uh-huh.
with 9 months of training? Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
First of all, she comes out and wins her debut, and then she loses the second one by split decision. She's supposed to be finished and forgotten about, but she's already learned so much that it was a it was a split decision. It could have gone her way.
Yeah.
And people are talking, and this Jake Paul character is talking about karma. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Clarissa Shields just did something that you don't have the balls to do.
Yeah.
She went out and she fought real
Right.
fighters
Competition.
from the style of fighting that she went to.
Mm-hmm.
She's fighting real mixed martial artists.
Yeah.
While you're over here fighting Ben Askren.
Yeah. Right.
You're fighting that basketball player.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I love
you
that though.
know what I mean?
I love
Even
that.
Tyron Woodley, we knew what was going to happen with Tyron Woodley before that match. We talked about it. We discussed
Right.
it. We
Yeah.
said Tyron Woodley would not be able to box this kid because that's not what Tyron Woodley does. Tyron
Yeah.
Woodley's boxing only works when there's a threat of a takedown. That's when his boxing works. But outside of that, we talked about it going down the way it did, and it went down like that. We knew the boy was going to win. So this particular cat, who doesn't have the balls to step into the octagon, want to talk about Clarissa Shields?
Yeah.
Like, where
Yeah.
has this world come to, where this clown, what's he thinking? I mean, what's he thinking? Why does he feel he has any words towards
You know,
Clarissa Shields?
it's because he can. It's because your social media is an open discourse, right? Like you don't have to read the comments. You can say whatever the fuck you want. I mean, didn't he get fucking kicked off of YouTube for him and his brother for fucking filming in a Japanese suicide force? So that's
At Mount
but
Fuji.
yeah, but also he's figured it out. Where how many decades of fucking fighters haven't figured out how to fucking get paid for this shit, right?
Yeah, everybody's too
So
busy trying to win a title.
yeah, exactly. So I'm not mad at it, and we're talking about him. So that's what I got with it. Alex Ramirez says Shields versus Nunez. Shields is ready. Book it. LOL. And he says that you're not holding back. You guys should have a voodoo clapback segment during the show. I like it. Let's do it. And Alex, what the fuck? You're supposed to come on. It's the M.
That's right.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, absolutely. But here's what I'm gonna say is here. I think we, like let's and yes, Eric, Eric Bischoff says controversy creates gas, 100%.
Right.
And for the first time, I don't know in a long time, but I mean this one, head and shoulders, the best fighters in a particular division belong not to the UFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, we have Amanda Nunes, who's arguably the greatest female combat sports athlete, of all time, right? At least the most
Allegedly.
decorated, uh,
Allegedly.
allegedly, right? But we've got her, right? Then you've got Chris Cyborg at 145 for Bellator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Kayla Harrison fucking, winning another PFL featherweight title, right? You've got Clarissa Shields and a sleeper hit of the summer who made her PFL debut last night. We're talking about the former Bellator 145-pound champion in
Mm-hmm.
Julia the Jewel Budd, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have five fucking like top tier fucking fighters of a particular division, right? I think we need super fights. Fucking Scott
Let's
Coker
go.
work your magic with
Let's go.
Ray Sefo, and Scott Coker. You all gonna go over there with the what is it, Viacom execs to go and talk to the fucking
Combine your
WME.
resources.
No,
Combine your resources.
this shit we're nothing, no disrespect to Dana White, but we're gonna fucking pole vault Dana White. This is bigger than Dana White. You need to have a fucking tight, like a 5-woman tournament. Or if you want to make it fun, well, you add a 6-person there, right? You add a
That's right.
6-person there, right? And you do a 6-woman tournament and a winner take all. You put the fucking Bellator title on the line. You put the UFC title on the line, PFL title on the line. You just put them all on the fucking line and let them have at it, right? If I don't know if one has a 145-pound champion or if you want to get an Invicta, if you want to stay here on this seaboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you do 6. You got 5 that I just mentioned, and whoever the champion is for either Invicta or one championship, and you just want to take all. They did the same thing when they were trying to find people for Mighty Mouse to fight on that
Mm-hmm.
season of the Ultimate Fighter. They had all the fucking flyweight champions all over the world. And it was like, okay, and the winner gets Mighty Mouse, and Mighty Mouse fucking beat the shit out of him. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, let's have all of them, all the champions, and before Amanda Nunes, retires and goes to boxing and makes real money. I think you have one big fucking tournament, and that's it.
Kayla Harris will take care of her.
Well, that's what I want to see, because we
I
can say
wanna see
it.
too.
We can the Deadliest Warriors, the whatever, or Kayla versus fucking Clarissa. That in itself,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, she's talking
Kayla
about.
versus
She's talking
Kayla.
about. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Kayla Harris.
who's talking about who?
No, it's okay. You can go. You can go. I
No,
lost
but
my thought.
so I mean, you got again Julia Budd
Mhm.
versus Clarissa. Julia Budd versus Kayla. These are fucking fights I want to see. Like even if
Mhm.
you and poor Amanda Nunes will get left out in the fucking cold, but you got just in PFL, you got Clarissa Shields, Kayla Harrison, and Julia Budd,
Yep.
right? And then you
Mhm.
might do business with fucking Chris Cyborg. You
Yep.
swear you
Yep.
can't. Chris Cyborg is arguably the most decorated woman in women's MMA, right?
Mhm.
So you don't think she wants to collect before it's all said and done? It'll entice her a PFL fucking tournament,
Let's
whatever,
go.
and $1 million.
Let's get it. Let's get it. I
You
think
get all the gold. Like listen to me.
and
You
two
feel like yes,
and
all
another
the gold.
million.
The
Kayla's got
UFC
200 now. I mean, 2 million
2
now.
million. Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's the thing. It's just like, Amanda. Dana is talking about killing the division, the 145-pound division, because Nunes is just mollywhopping whoever the fuck they put in front of her at both 145 and 135. right? So if you want to
Yep.
kill that fucking division, let's take it out with a bang. You put it up there with Bellator. You put it up there with fucking PFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just let those ladies have it. Like that's
Why?
what you do. I mean, pro wrestling is having the, New Japan is coming into AEW with Impact coming into AEW and AEW going into Impact. We need that shit in MMA for this one time.
Yeah.
This one fucking time. You get
Agreed.
all the belts and $1 million.
Like once or twice a year or something, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Super Bowl of MMA.
Yeah,
100%.
let's see who is truly undisputed.
Yeah, but for this one needs to happen more so than because like the heavyweights you can whatever. But this, like again, three of the top fucking females. I mean, athletes of a division are not in the UFC.
Yep.
Kayla Harrison, Clarissa Shields, Julia Butter, and then you got Cyborg, 4
Across the board.
right, and then Nunes. You're telling me that you sell that some bitch in Texas Stadium? That's what you go. Yeah, let's do it.
That's all that matters.
I love it. So which we love all of you guys. So thank you for chilling with us in this wee hour of the morning.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Absolutely. For both of the Voodoo in the Woods podcast, actually 3, because we've got the Voodoo in the Woods podcast, right? We've got Voodoo in his YouTube channel, which he'll state out to you in a second, and then also I do a thing called According to Woods on the YouTube as well. So like, share, and subscribe to all of them. You can find me According to Woods everywhere. And Voodoo, where can they find you?
You can find Voodoo Maximus on YouTube, Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat.
There you go. Yeah, and we're getting, apparently there's a renaming of the book face, and it's Meta, which I feel like they should.
Metaverse. I've heard about it.
Yeah. Well, I think they need to fucking pay out some money to fucking Meta World Peace, the former Ron Artest, because he was Meta first. So I'm just saying.
I saw that Facebook fella talking about it.
It's a fucking thing, I guess, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. So again, the next time I'll be seeing you is at the Burbank Marriott Convention Center for Lifetime Extreme Fighting.
Saturday, baby.
Right? Yes, absolutely. And then we will see you guys on Sunday at some point for the post show of Voodoo in the Woods. But peace, love, and chicken grease, and we will see you later with more Voodoo in the Woods.